Hey everyone, welcome back to Majin and the Forsaken Kingdom. I've finished collecting pretty much everything I need, and the Majin has a shiny new costume.
Toki always very kind. She helped injured bird. Animals like her too.
And it's about time we get on with the mission of rescuing her, now that I've powered up as much as I possibly can. It's been a long time coming, but we can finally re-enter the castle. And she's trapped in a crystal somewhere in there.
This door heavy. I need your help.
We're finally here. If we defeat the king, the spreading of darkness should stop.
Also save Toki.
This is it.
I do my best.
Let's go.
Yeah, I just noticed the Majin's little jetpack doesn't even have batteries in it. But anyway, as you probably suspected, there are still things to collect here. And one final room of transport. There was one slot that was still open on the wheel, so we can get back to pretty much any part of the game.
This room very strange. Can go to different place right away.
But I think, now that we've got everything from every other room, we don't need to worry about it. Yeah, there are some tough fights in our future. But nothing we can't handle by now. We're strong.
Fly away.
Then again, we got an archer way up there shooting
I make lightning.
darkness arrows, I guess. Let's see if we can get our usual finishing move off in time. I guess the Majin was just incapacitated while we tried to do the finisher. No soul absorbed this time.
Okay, I make lightning. Go away.
And with just the archer left, we're not going to get off a finishing move. We'll just take it down. The old-fashioned way. I think this one's considerably stronger than most of the ones we've fought before. But now there are 5 things to pick up in the room, and none of them are memory shards. We got all of those outside the castle. First up, we got one of those big chests. And this gives us another costume for the Majin. If you didn't go out of your way to find the dark costume, then this is probably the only one you'll get.
We back at the castle now.
Yeah, we're the same as the last time you said that, anyway. So, up on top of those ledges, it looks like there's another blue chest. And that appears to be the way forward. So, I climbed up the wrong side, gotta go all the way around the room to get to the chest. And I'm still not seeing where they've managed to hide 3 more things. But I guess I'll get to it eventually. Could be behind that wall, maybe. But there doesn't seem to be any way to get through. So I'll grab what I can.
Ouch!
Well, it was a painful level up, but it had to be done. Alright, let's just move forward. Preferably before that dark pool recovers. Ah, okay, there are 2 more rooms in this room. It's one of those rooms that's got internal doors. And obviously, there's not going to be anything all that thrilling in the castle. We've got most of the upgrades by now. But there's still plenty of experience, and as we're coming up to the final boss, more strength, the better. And we got a whole collection of enemies up there. As you can probably expect, the captain is going to stay up top summoning more enemies, while the rest of them fight down below. That I simply can't allow.
Go away! Go away!
Not that it appears I'm going to have a lot of choice.
Go away! Go away! Go away!
Alright, we'll thin out the crowd a little down here.
Fly away! Fly away! I use lightning!
It might be a good time to go for another big finish.
Away.
And yeah, the Soul Absorb is a lot more potent when it's got multiple targets. We've almost got another friendship level. So, just gotta make sure that I haven't missed anything in this room. Ah, I see another upgrade fruit up ahead. But first, I strongly suspect there's something over in this corner. Wow, that was a lot of experience. They're really not playing around at this point. And as you suspected, or should have suspected, the last 2 upgrades for the purification power are right here in the castle. That was a disturbing angle.
My breath more sparkly.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what that does. I mean, it can't possibly make it any stronger. It's either an instant death move or it just doesn't work on some enemies. But it might make his breath have a wider area of effect. And I'm just shy of another level for Tepeu as well.
We did it! We good partners!
Hey, maybe this place is scary after all. I just took a look up ahead there. There are some guys we've never seen before. Even though the Majin got his powers back, don't let your guard down. Watch out!
It's probably not a surprise that there are new enemy types in the castle. Well, let's go ahead and check out what the Majin looked like at the time of the first king. I don't know whether this has any actual effect or not, but it kinda seems to.
They come out of fountain, have to stop, or they not stop coming out.
So these fountains aren't really the source of all the darkness, but they're the source of a lot of darkness. We're gonna have to shut them off, but first we've got archers up on top of these columns. I definitely don't want them bothering me while I'm trying to fight the rest of the enemies.
I can get to high place.
Okay, that was not stealthy.
I go now. Okay, I wait here.
Yeah, I could deal with that guy, but I think it's going to be much better to try and take care of this one. It's clearly a bad decision on my part. And now I got all the rest of the enemies coming after me.
Fly away. Okay,
Who?
I blow away.
No, I wanted you to hit the archer. But that's fine too. We can get a finishing move off these guys using wind. Then Soul Absorb will take care of everything. We're best partners. And now we accumulate magic faster.
Place where I was captured was my home. Everyone called it Shrine.
Yeah, fortunately it is possible to stealth your way through this room. Or at least stealth your way past the archers. But we're not going to be able to purify that fountain. Which I just got knocked into. Yeah, I would deal with that enemy, but I can't get to him in there. We're actually going to have to find a way to shut off the fountain, which can't be done from here. And the enemies don't even stop spawning. They don't wait for you to kill one before another one comes. We're just gonna have to find that shutoff valve. Hopefully before I swim in this stuff too much. I've played Jak and Daxter. I know what happens when you fall into the dark pool. And I'm really terrible at aiming magic powers. So let's finally get around to dealing with that fountain. This is not going well.
Tepeu, I help you.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince the Majin to come up and fight these guys, but he's too busy dealing with the ones down below. So let's get this fountain shut off.
Tepeu, you amazing. You my best friend.
Which is also necessary to open the exit door.
That one has two face. My attack work only on one side.
And now, as I'm about to die, I'm going to get down there so he can heal me. Oh,
Tepeu, I
he's up there. He finally caught up with me just as I left. Yeah, the castle is not kidding around. So let's try this room again with a little bit more tact. Mainly, not getting the other enemies involved while I'm dealing with the archers. Now, in order to be stealthy, when you grab the side of the ledge, the archers will immediately spot you. But if you wait for them to turn around before you climb up, you can get the stealth kills. And this time I'm going to pay attention to the fact that the Majin has already climbed up here and not go jumping out the window. Meanwhile, we got this big blobby, brainy thing. What the Majin said about his attack only working on one side originally led me to think that Tepeu could only hit one face and the Majin could only hit the other, but no. The face with the 4 eyes can be hit by both of us, and the other face is immune to all damage. I took care of this one kinda quickly. We're gonna see more of its attacks vaguely in the future. As it is, it's got this really powerful breath attack. And if you keep attacking it, that's all it's going to use. To be honest, it's the less dangerous of its 2 attacks. The other one is this laser, which just does continuous damage to the Majin. And then it's clearly about to self-destruct. So that went a lot more smoothly. Of course, there are still enemies down below, and some treasures that we missed, one of which was inside the pool. Alright, yeah, it looks like just one guy managed to spawn before I shut off the fountain. Good enough. And there's just one thing left, which will be up on the far side of the room. This might be another place where you can take on the archers. You know, bring the Majin up here and then have him use wind to knock the archers off the columns. But stealth works, soul absorb works. It's all good. So that's this room taken care of. On to the next one. And despite the little game over mishap, we're making pretty good progress. Although the Majin seems to be falling down more often lately.
We can do anything together.
I think the Majin's strength is almost at the level legends tell of. If we manage to live through this and the darkness is wiped out, I'll be sure to tell the new legend to all my descendants.
And there's a save point in every room. They mean it.
You all right?
I'm fine. I okay. You not worry about me. I just hurry too much.
Yeah, I've got a pretty sneaking suspicion that's not actually true. So again, there's only 2 things to find in this room. And we've got fountains all around the next area, but there's also a tunnel I can crawl through. Naturally, I'm going to take this path first. So I can climb up the ladder there. And there are more enemies on that side. I think it's best if I take the ladder. And here we can shut off one of the dark fountains.
Tepeu, you amazing! You my best friend!
Quiet. There are enemies right there in the room. Fortunately, they can't hear us. They will, however, hear the bell. I have a pretty good idea I know what's going to happen here. Yep, they all run into the room to see what happened, and stand right over the dark eyes. Ah, okay. This one recovered in time. That's all of them have finished. Just need to get their souls absorbed.
Okay, I wait here.
But of course, since there are 3 dark pools left, more monkeys just spawn right in. Unfortunately, I don't really know where the handles for the rest of the fountains are. So I'm clearly going to have to get to them from this room. Yeah, big klutz.
Go away!
And of course, these monkeys are regrettably very dangerous, although their long-range attacks don't seem to affect the Majin. That might be because of the Guardian costume, I don't know.
Tepeu, help again! Take this off me!
But they got that jumping on his back thing that's never going to be something we can safely ignore. Now, I realize that I need to get through this door, but the monkeys are just constantly spawning in, and I can't kill all of them for long enough to get to the door. And the Majin can't join me in this hallway. So I can ring the bell, but the monkeys have a more appealing target. So the key is, I've got to get the Majin to wait out in the corridor, wait until the monkeys lose interest in him, or kill the ones that are interested. Which seems to be a lot harder than it needs to be. Although I am almost at another level. And finally, the pieces of the puzzle will come together. The bell in here is not meant for killing all of the monkeys. I just need to get them out of that room. And while they're over here, the Majin's got a clear path for opening that door. And over there, we're going to find more of the valves to turn off these fountains. And a treasure. Admittedly, the Majin's not doing too well, but shutting down these valves is going to help him a lot more than just getting the monkey off his back.
Tepeu, you are amazing. You my best friend.
Now we've only got 2 respawning monkeys.
Fly away.
And a dog with a scorpion tail.
Tepeu, help again. Take this off me.
Where are you? Oh, there he is, over in the corner. Granted, I don't think the monkey's ever stopped trying to jump on him, even when he's got another monkey on him already. That's a great place for lightning. Now we're all stuck in the pool. At least it lasts for a really, really long time. And if the Majin never gets himself unstuck, we'll be able to deal with his dog. And I think we're outside the monkey's notice right now.
I blow sparkling breath.
Well, we were. Alright, let's ignore them
Fly away.
as best we can. Because over here is going to be the ladder to get to the 3rd valve. And we should be able to deal with 1 monkey easily enough.
Tepeu, you amazing. You my best friend.
And the last valve, without a doubt, is going to be in the room with that brain thingy. Alright, so where... Oh, there he is. I couldn't see him because, once again, the camera was peeking right through him.
Ouch.
So I could probably do something again with the bell and distract the monkeys, but we'll just leave them there for now. Deal with this guy. Which he can set on fire, and I believe he can hit it with lightning, but wind and purification will not work on
I
it.
use lightning.
And we're dealing with red shield guys here, so fire won't affect them. Might as well stick with the lightning.
Fly away.
Trying to get a soul absorb going, but we're gonna have a tough time of it. Once you're down to just the 1 brain guy, it's not that difficult. You just have to keep hitting the face that's got 4 eyes, and make sure that it's always facing the Majin so he can hit it too. Problem is, if it's given a chance, it will pretty much always go back to using the laser from the face of the 2 eyes. And I'm the savior of the forest. I believe we now have the best titles below getting max level. So the two chests in this room are pretty much impossible to miss because you have to get to the valves that are right next to them.
Tepeu, you amazing! You my best friend!
And finally, this room is complete. I don't think another monkey had... Nope, it did. But it's one freaking monkey. We can deal with a monkey. It even missed.
Fly away!
So with that anticlimax out of the way, we move on. I know there's got to be at least one more room, because there's at least one more upgrade.
The darkness here is incredibly thick. Darkness is even clinging to the walls and the attics. I suppose the warriors of darkness are born here, and then get sent out. What is the source of the darkness?
Well, whatever it is, it's just up ahead.
Welcome. That is my dear guardian. Thanks to you, I have regained my strength. But that is not enough. I need more power. I need a body that will not be surpassed. Now, give me more power.
Hey, we should take a little rest.
No! Leave me alone! Sorry. I worry about Toki. I hurry.
Yeah, something clearly isn't right there. I mean, if nothing else, that had to be after the Majin had infused the king with dark power, because he couldn't talk to them before. Yeah, another room with a Colossus, and this one can be a little trickier to fight because you got a low ceiling. And the regular enemies here have purple shields, which means we can't even purify them. We have to kill them with something that does damage. There was an enemy still on fire there, but I didn't get to it fast enough.
I make lightning!
And you notice we're getting magic a lot faster now. I can just burn through it like nobody's business. And if I can get there fast enough, don't need to worry about the brain guy up on the bridge. And we get faster healing, which is going to be a big boost for a boss fight. And just over here, the final upgrade for the Majin's powers. Let's not watch him from behind this time.
My breath more and more sparkling.
So of course, in this room, like in some of the past rooms, there are fountains that are spawning enemies constantly. So we really need to move on and not stop to take the time to fight them all. Although if we kill a couple along the way, I'm not going to complain. And here's our second upgrade for the room, sitting in a pool of darkness. These are probably the levels at which we'll be fighting the boss. So I can get up here quickly, but the Majin's got to take the long way around, because he has to use the staircase that still works.
Fly away!
I'm gonna see if I can keep these guys distracted. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to work the valves. And it's kind of up in the air whether the Majin will be able to get past his enemies and get up here to help me. I think I'm probably gonna have to go over there and fight them myself. Again, not fighting to kill them so much as fighting to get them out of our way so that we can advance up the staircase and all the way around the room. Like that. If we knock them down, like Chumbawamba, they get right back up again, but if they're behind us, that's manageable. And with the Majin helping me keep the enemies off my back, I may actually be able to work that valve this time. Or I might die. One or the other.
Tepeu, you amazing! You my best friend!
Alright, that's half the problem dealt with. And now that some of the enemies won't respawn, it's worthwhile to take them out.
Go away!
Although these guys are coming from a long way away to get to us. Yeah, that's not gonna work. They've got the purple shields. I guess I kind of have to keep him using magic whenever it gets full, or he's going to make, let's say, poor choices. I'd really prefer not to deal with this guy, but he's going to be a pain in our butts if we don't. Okay, no more distractions. We've got one more valve to close, and we should have shut off all the darkness in the castle. I'm not doing this right. Alright, the final valve is itself covered by a pool of darkness. And I guess the Majin just knocked the enemies right off the bridge, because they're gone.
Tepeu, you amazing! You my best friend!
So that gives us access to the final costume piece. The Armor of Darkness. I had been wondering where that was. And the darkness set is kind of interesting because each piece gives us a different ability. I think the head gives us extra HP, the body gives us general protection, and the wrists give us Herculean strength.
You did well, human, and the Majin. I didn't think you'd get this far. Their lord, the Dark King, should be through that door. Both of you must come back alive, and make me the witness of a new legend.
Yep, that's right. The final boss is just through that door.
Okay. You not worry about.
So, we've got one more round of DLC, and then the final boss. See you then. So, up on top of those ledges, it looks like there's another blue chest. And that appears to be the way forward. So, I climbed up the wrong side. Gotta go all the way around the room to get to the chest. And I'm still not seeing where they've managed to hide 3 more things. But I guess I'll get to it eventually. Could be behind that wall, maybe. But there doesn't seem to be any way to get through. So I'll grab what I can.
Ouch!
If we defeat the king, the spreading of darkness should stop.
Also save Toki.
This is it.
I do my best.
Let's go.
Yeah, I just noticed the Majin's little jetpack doesn't even have batteries in it. But anyway, as you probably suspected, there are still things to collect here. And one final room of transport. There was one slot that was still open on the wheel, so we can get back to pretty much any part of the game.
This room very strange. Can go to different place right away.
But I think now that we've got everything from every other room, we don't need to worry about it. Yeah, there are some tough fights in our future. But nothing we can't handle by now. We're strong.
Fly away!
Then again, we got an archer way up there shooting
I make lightning.
darkness arrows, I guess. We'll see if we can get our usual finishing move off in time. I guess the Majin was just incapacitated while we tried to do the finisher. No soul absorbed this time.
Okay, I make lightning. Go away.
And with just the archer left, we're not going to get off a finishing move. We'll just take it down. The old-fashioned way. I think this one's considerably stronger than most of the ones we've fought before. But now there are 5 things to pick up in the room, and none of them are memory shards. We got all of those outside the castle. First up, we got one of those big chests. And this gives us another costume for the Majin. If you didn't go out of your way to find the dark costume, then this is probably the only one you'll get.
We back at the castle now.
Yeah, we're the same as the last time you said that, anyway. Hey everyone, welcome back to Majin and the Forsaken Kingdom. I've finished collecting pretty much everything I need, and the Majin has a shiny new costume.
Toki always very kind. She helped injured bird. Animals like her too.
And it's about time we get on with the mission of rescuing her, now that I've powered up as much as I possibly can. It's been a long time coming, but we can finally re-enter the castle. And she's trapped in a crystal somewhere in there.
This door heavy. I need your help.
We're finally here.